Matt, remember how you said we'd review Oracle of Seasons at the end of Oracle of Ages video? And then we reviewed the Game Boy Player instead?
Yeah, I do.
Don't you think we should, I don't know, maybe review Oracle of Seasons now?
I guess. I mean, do you think they'll like it?
Sorry about that, guys. We were just working out some logistical things. Today, we got a pretty special review lined up for you. It's very similar to something we recently reviewed, but also incredibly different.
That's right. Today we're talking about none other than The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. I'm going to start off by giving a lighter version of the development history we discussed in the Oracle of Ages review. Basically, Capcom wanted to do a remake of the original Legend of Zelda for the Game Boy Color. Miyamoto refused and instead proposed a trilogy of interconnected Zelda games. Instead, however, due to time constraints and difficulty in programming such a feat, it ended up getting cut down to 2 games. Wow. Why did we go into so much detail last time?
Yeah, that ended up taking about 2 minutes of our video, but you know, whatever. Out of the 2 Oracle games, this one features the most action by far. The boss battles are less puzzle-oriented and more hack-and-slash based. As with Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons also features a top-down perspective. However, it takes place in a completely different overworld. The major point of the game is to collect the essences that are spread throughout the world. In order to do this, you must use items such as a seed shooter, a boomerang, a sword, a shield, basically any of the big staple Zelda items you can think of.
Now, we'll talk about the story. Who was that? Whatever. As Ben said, this game takes place not in Labrina like Oracle of Ages, but in Holodrum. Din, the Oracle of Seasons, is captured by Onyx, the General of Darkness, who plans to use her powers to send the seasons of Holodrum into chaos. The second overworld of this game is Sabrosa, a land occupied by strange, constantly hooded miners. You'll be traveling to Sabrosa a lot, because that just so happens to be where the Temple of Seasons disappeared to. The Temple of Seasons is important because it's where you get the Rod of Seasons, as well as the ability to change the season. To be honest, the 4 seasons basically represent 4 entirely different overworlds, as there are some things that you can do only during certain seasons.
Now, let's talk about the linked ending of the game.
Major spoiler alert!
Matt, how does that guy keep getting in? Basically, the linked ending of the game happens when you complete both games and then enter the password you received at the end of either. It turns out that Varin and Onyx were merely tools in Twin Rova's plan to resurrect Ganon. The final piece they needed, however, is none other than Princess Zelda. They kidnap her, which in turn lights the flame of despair. Link defeats Twin Rova before they can successfully resurrect Ganon, so in a last-ditch effort they summon a mindless, poorly resurrected Ganon, who Link also defeats. I honestly have to say though, it was a little disappointing with the villain turning out to be Ganon, again.
The music in the game was actually criticized by players and critics alike due to the inconsistent sound quality. For example, the music of the game can't be played at the same time as a certain item is used, like when Rock's feather's used.
Graphically, this game is exactly the same as Oracle of Ages and Link's Awakening, which is a plus in my book.
Overall, I'd give this game a 7 out of 10. If you own a Game Boy Color, Advance, or SP, then I insist you buy this game. I will, however, say it's not my favorite Zelda game. That'll have to wait till later, though.
I loved it too!
Will you get out of here already?
Hey, Ocarina!
We really need to get a security officer.
My music will protect me! I call it music, you call it shit. I think it's good, only shit. It's stupid, he is not white, just like anyone else. But it's so